Hi everyone, it's Lisa here with you today. Welcome. We're going to work on hips today, so have a blanket nearby for, probably you'll need it towards the end of practice. And if you want to use blocks, you can have those handy. It's always a good idea. But they are not required. We're going to start in a comfortable seat. You don't have to sit like I am, but you can sit on your heels if you want. You can sit on a block, you can find Sukhasana, totally up to you. But just take a few moments to settle in and close your eyes and just relax your face and jaw. Soften your shoulders, just take that time to shift gears. And as soon as you tap into your breath, you're already in your practice. So just take a few starting breaths, just clearing some space and energy for yourself. And you can just kind of feel as the breath kind of washes through that your mind immediately reacts. So just start to expand and soften. Notice what comes up, any resistance, whatever challenges you're facing today. Use the breath to sort of distract your mind, your thoughts. So you're really just realigning what you're focusing on as you start to focus your breath, or your awareness to your breath. Really take the time to mindfully enter without rush and without force. Just take a few more rounds, starting to stretch the breaths out. Giving yourself the opportunity to arrive fully and really to tune in to how your body is feeling. Really just paying attention to sensation. Trying to let your body do the work, let your mind sort of relax. And then together, let's just empty out completely. And then we'll inhale together. Hold it in at the top. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Pause. And exhale. This time you can keep your eyes closed. Just inhale, sweep your arms up. Spread your fingers and reach and interlace, extending the index and thumb, just reaching out. Bring your arms behind you to a place where you really can't see. And just feel for creating a little more space through the front of your body, through the sides. Take another breath. And exhale, let's cactus and glide your shoulder blades together and down, nice and slow. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, cactus and glide. Really squeeze. Take the time here to feel, and then one more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here. Inhale. Lift the front of the elbow points. Let the backs of the hands be heavy, and see if you can just pull your chest through. Draw your low ribs back. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Sort of pressing the air in. Take a breath. Exhale, let it go. Good. Good. Inhale, press the air out with a little resistance. Open up as you extend your wrists. And then exhale with resistance, like you're pushing, pushing, pushing. Feel that in your upper back. Press the hands back. Inhale, press the air out. Reach through the heels of your palms. Exhale, bring it back in. Feel as if you're doing this through water. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. And exhale, release your hands. Come on forward to hands and knees. If you were in the same position as me, you might want to stretch your legs out, open up the backs of your knees. Take a couple of breaths on each leg. Spread your fingers wide and really grab your mat, pressing into the knuckles of your palms and the fingertips. And from here, I want you to just move around a little bit. So just take the time to find some organic and free movement. Think freedom over technique or structure, just finding some space here. Closing your eyes, making it a little more interesting than just going through cat and cow. Which we'll do. We'll get to. Not that that's not interesting, but it's a little more structured. Find center, turn your fingertips back to face your knees, and do a little more movement here. Same concept. Keep the breath going. And again, close your eyes and tap into sensation. And come back forward with your hands. Get your knees right under your hips and really push the floor away. Broaden through your shoulder blades. We're gonna reach the right leg back, point the right toes, flex, kick through the heel, push the floor away, low ribs in, and then point and flex and point and flex. Point and flex. Squeeze your outer left hip in, lift it a little higher, and then cross it over to the left and stand on the ball of your right foot and just push into that right hand. Squeeze your inner thighs. Take a breath. Inhale, reach it up and tap to the right. Rainbow kicks and up and tap to the left. Try not to move anything else, so you're really pushing equally through your hands. Low ribs are drawing in. You're finding some movement through the hip joint. You're really squeezing and stabilizing that side of the pelvis with your glutes. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale. And then hands and knees. Take a cat-cow. Inhale. And round. Exhale. Come back to neutral. Set it up for the other side. Left leg extends and point. Hug the low ribs in. Push the floor away and flex. Broaden through the upper back and point. Squeeze the right hip in. Flex. Kick through the heel. Point. Flex. Soften your face and point. And flex, lift it up a little higher, cross it over to the right, hug the inner thigh, stand on the ball of the left foot, and then notice if your hips are just dropping and collapsing to the right, squeeze that right hip in and hug it to the left so the inner thighs are making an X, and then push through that left hand and really try and, almost like you're trying to scoop the hips underneath you, and imagine that left leg is strong like it's in plank. Take another breath, and let's do our rainbow kick. So tap, up and over, tap. Keep the gaze forward. Keep the outer right hip hugging in, engaging your left glutes. Keep the breath moving. Making a big rainbow shape as you sweep up and over. 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it straight back. Inhale, pause. Exhale, hands and knees. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round in your cat. For a moment here, let's curl the toes under and sit on the heels. Take your hands, interlace. So get all 10 toes involved, maybe manually assist. Interlace your fingers, press your palms to your chest. Take a big inhale into your hands. Exhale, flip the palms, press and round, curl the tailbone underneath you. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale, press and round. Really push through the palms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cactus. Pause for the inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause for the next inhale. And exhale, hands down. Curl your toes under, lift up, hands, not hands and knees, forward fold. You might be towards the back of your mat, that's cool. Soften your knees, press your feet into the floor, and just spread out your toes as you set them down. Just take a moment here. Inhale, pull your chest forward, send your tailbone back. As you exhale, turn your toes out and come into Malasana, almost like a prep. So I'm not all the way passive yet. And then I'm gonna inhale back up, turn my toes forward and fold. Lift my chest, toes out, drop my hips, pull my heart through. Lift my hips, toes forward, fold. Toes out, hips down, chest up. Try and drop in a little lower. Lift up and fold. You can always use blocks either under your seat or under your hands as you do this. You can do hands or no hands as well if you'd like to progress, coming down with no hands and then folding with no hands. We're going to do a few more. And fold. Make this work for you. There's no force and no strain. We're going to come back to our squat, whatever that means for you. So if your heels are lifted, I would suggest either grabbing the blanket under your heels or rolling the mat up under your heels so you have something to press down into. And then we're going to take our hands and make these little fists, press the knuckles together and press the elbows into the inner knees and start to thread up and down. You can also sit your butt right on a block if you want. So you're just going to thread through, and I'm pushing my knees out wider and sort of pressing my knees back into my arms. Pressing out and in, and out and in. For 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come back down, turn your toes forward, come back through your forward fold. Toe heel your feet about hips distance, soften your knees, press the floor away, and get your ribs and your thighs to be a little closer, if not connected. Inhale. Halfway, scoop your hips back, send your chest forward, back of the neck long. Exhale, fold and round your way all the way up. Push the floor away, segment your spine. Squeeze your glutes. press the hips forward, reach, open up the front of your body, and exhale, hands to your heart. Pause here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. And walk your hands forward into plank pose. Take a moment to get there. And maybe forward, back, side to side. Breathe, inhale. Scoop your hips under, push the floor away, send your sternum forward, press your knuckles down for 3, for 2, and 1. Down dog. Press your hips up and back. Pedal it out a little bit here in your dog. Draw your low ribs in. Keep your knees bent so you can really send your tailbone high and get long through the spine. Push the floor away. Really reach through your arms. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Find a moment in your dog. Take a giant breath. Just be still. Inhale, reach your right leg up, keep the hips square. Exhale, right knee towards the left arm, round your spine as you pull that right knee over to the left. Notice if you're collapsing in your right shoulder. Try and make contact. Inhale, press it up and back. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Pause, inhale, look forward. And then exhale, kick it out to the left. So it's like we're in a plank pose. So pull your chest forward, squeeze your inner thighs together, press into that left big toe, flex your right ankle, take another breath. And from here, we're gonna take that right knee, slide it towards the right wrist, set the right shin down, set the left shin down. So you're in a pigeon shape, and you may want blocks here underneath your hands, but we're gonna walk that left foot in, left knee in. So it could be behind your right ankle or to the right arch. But what I want you to do is hands either down on fingertips or blocks, pull your chest through as you press your right shin and your left shin into the floor. Squeeze your glutes and then rise up. So really squeeze the glutes to find space in the front of the hips. Inhale here, lift your chest. Exhale, go down only until you feel that you're collapsing. We don't want to round the spine. We want to keep that extension through the spine, and then squeeze the glutes to press down and rise up. Inhale, squeeze and press. Exhale, press and squeeze. Inhale, exhale. This time, inhale, come down as far as you go. Keep the neck and tailbone in alignment and hold for 3. For 2, squeeze your glutes a lot. Feel that right glute burn. And then press it back up. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, hands down. Nice and easy. Step that left foot back. Take a moment. Rock a little bit here. Stretch out the right hip. And then step the right back to meet the left. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left knee, right arm, make contact, and we're not rushing out of it. Push into that left and make sure the left shoulder is not collapsing. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, left knee, right arm, and pause and press. Right leg strong, left hand strong, and kick it out. So again, spin the chest forward and hug those inner thighs together. Press into your right big toe for 3. Sternum pulls forward for 2. And 1, left shin. And right knee come down. And walk your right forward. Set it up. Best for you. Take a moment. The side is totally different. So just scoop your hips back, heart forward, find that space, and then start to rise up. Whew, hello. This one's totally opposite and a lot harder for me. So squeeze, open, inhale. Do whatever you want with your hands that's gonna help. So they might wanna stay on the blocks. That's totally valid. And then we're just gonna reach the heart forward, tailbone back. Imagine you're doing a cow pose. Inhale. Squeeze the glutes, press down, rise up. Exhale. Lengthen through the front of your hips. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Don't forget about the right side. I know you feel in the left, but activate through the right. Exhale. And then this time we're gonna inhale, pause, and hold, and press, and squeeze for 3, for 2, and 1. Press down, rise up, and inhale, reach, and exhale slowly. Release, hands come down, right leg floats back, and just pause there. Maybe rock a little bit, stretch out that left glute. And then step back, down dog. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Lift your right leg up, bend your right knee and let that hip open out. Scoop the left hip under, and then giant step outside of the right hand. So maybe fingertips or blocks, but you're gonna elevate your chest. Squeeze the right thigh in, send the right knee forward, maybe rock a little forward and back here. Keep the back leg strong, squeeze your left glutes. Walk your hands a little further forward. Stretching out like your feet are trying to pull apart the mat. And at the same time, squeeze towards one another, activate. Make sure you can breathe. Walk your hands back. And come into a modified or a wide pyramid pose. Pull the chest forward, activate through the feet. Press into that left big toe, maybe soften your right knee. Try to think more length in the spine. Rebend the right knee. Turn your right toe slightly out. Step your left foot out into your active squat. So use the strength of your outer hips to pull the knees wide. Reach the spine up, not parallel to the floor, but up. As you open the knees out, take a big inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Hands to heart, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, reach. Exhale, active squat. Open the knees out wide. Hands come down, turn the toes forward, step your left foot back, and bring your left knee down, left hand towards the outer edge of the mat. Twist and reach option to grab onto that left foot. If you have it, press it into the right hand, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and push the floor away with the right foot. Take a breath, pause in it. If you have the bind, release it without letting the foot go. Bring the right hand forward, squeeze your heel to your butt. Right hand lands, we're gonna spin. Step the left foot down and then spin into Skandasana, a high Skandasana at the back of your mat. So keep your chest forward, keep pressing, make sure the knee follows the ankle and toes. Take a moment here, really push into that right foot. Stay low, come through center, warrior 2, rise up. Take your time, shoulders over hips, lunge into it. Take as much time as you need to come in and out of it a little bit, and then scoop that right hip under, really press into that left foot. And hold. Make sure that frontal right hip point is lifting up. Send that left hip in. Whoops. And take another breath. Hands down to the mat. Sweep the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Inhale. Bend your left knee, look forward. Bend your elbows, skim the mat. Pull yourself through into up dog. And up and back, roll through downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale. Left leg lifts, inhale. Bend the knee, open the hip, scoop the right hip underneath. Giant step outside of the left hand. Come into your lizard. Pull your heart forward, elevate your chest. Strengthen that back leg, back glutes. And take a moment here, creating a little more space. Walk your hands forward. Really squeeze your legs together, get a little lighter in your fingertips, and really feel the legs working. That back big toe pressing down, hug the legs together, and take another breath. Walk your hands back and come into your wide pyramid. Try not to move your feet. Try not to shorten the stance. If anything, bring blocks under your hands. Bend your knees a little bit. Activate through both feet. Scoop your hips back. Find more space in the spine. Take another breath here. Lift your gaze, look forward. Left toe slightly out. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Active squat. Drive those knees open, drive the heels down. Inhale. Squeeze the glutes, exhale, come to standing. Inhale, reach. Exhale, active squat. Pause, inhale. Exhale, hands down, turn the toes forward, step your right foot back. Right knee down, right hand a little bit outside of, on the outer edge. You're gonna twist and reach. Option to grab that back foot. Press the foot into the hand if you have it and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push into that left foot and rotate from the ribs. Breathe. Everything touching down onto the mat is really pressing it away. Take another breath. Now remember, if you have the bind, just don't let the foot fall just yet. Keep it active. And then left hand comes forward. We're gonna find our way into Skandasana at the back of the mat. So lift up and come into it. So the feet need to pivot, chest forward. We're not just dropping and dumping into the hips. We're keeping it strong and keeping the spine long, keeping the feet really active. Take a moment, connect here. Warrior two, right toes turn in, left toes face forward, and rise on up. And again, you may want to come in and out of it. We're trying to find as much fluidity through these poses as we can. So just find your arms, find your legs, create more space across the chest. Really seal, connect to those feet. Try not to dump the front of that left hip forward and down. Lift it up, cinch the right hip in. Take another breath. Exhale, hands come down. Left leg is gonna sweep up and back. Three-legged dog, inhale. And then bend that right knee, bend the elbows, look forward, skim the mat, pull yourself through, up dog, inhale. And roll up and back, downward facing dog. A deep breath in, long exhale. Right leg lifts, inhale. Bend the knee, open the hip, exhale. Right foot outside of the right hand, pause. Tent the fingertips or use blocks. Walk it forward, take a big breath, get more space. Come into your modified pyramid. Pull the chest through. Just doing the same. We're gonna add on, we're just gonna pace it out a little bit at the very beginning. Bend that right knee, look forward, step your left foot up, active squat. Inhale, pull those knees apart. Exhale, press to rise. Inhale, reach. Exhale, active squat. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Left foot steps back. Twist and reach. Drop the left knee. Option to bind. Squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back. If you have the bind, press your foot into your hand. Inhale. Release. Skandasana at the back of the mat. So you can use hands or no hands. It's totally up to you. Find a little freedom within the structure of the sequence. Warrior two, stay low. Find your way into it. We're gonna hold here. Lift the frontal right hip point as you cinch the left in. Find more space and power through the legs. Take a deep breath here. This time, a little change. Left hand down, Vashisthasana. So you can spin all 10 toes to the right if you like, or you can find your Vashisthasana. Everything touching the floor is gonna push it away. Take a moment here. Options are many, so you choose. What we're gonna do next from wherever you are is bring that right foot back in and up to the top of the mat. Find some fluidity. Left heel down, right hand down, left arm up, side angle pose. Scoop that right hip underneath you. Find a little more space from the left pinky finger all the way down into the left toes. Take another breath. Reach your left arm up and start to find your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Press into your right big toe. You may want to shorten your stance. Rotate open as you reach. Really press into the feet. Stay for the breath in. As you exhale, left hand comes down, left heel lifts, right leg up and back. Inhale, bend the left knee, bend the elbows, skim the mat, come forward, up dog, and up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, long exhale. Left leg lifts, inhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Scoop the right hip under, look forward. Giant step outside the left hand. Find your lizard. Keep it strong. Pull the heart forward. Find space, walk your hands a little further ahead and really feel like you're finding more space between the feet. Hands walk back, come into your modified wide pyramid pose. Activate through the feet, through the legs. Rebend, turn the left toes out. Giant step forward with the right. Active squat. Inhale here. Exhale, press to rise. Squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Hands down, toes forward, step your right foot back, right knee down, twist and reach. Option to bind. Take a nice deep breath, hug the shoulders onto the back. Imagine you're trying to bring those right collarbones over towards the left. And Skandasana, left hand down, spin towards the right. Option to use hands or no hands, your choice. Activate, lengthen the spine, try not to round. Warrior two, come through and find your shape. Frontal left hip point scoops up, right hip point hugs in. Take a breath. Hug that left hip under, keep the right inner thigh engaged. And then from here, right hand down. Vashisthasana, your choice of how you want to come into it. So you can have your foot down. You can even have your right knee down. Just everything touching the floor is pushing it away. Take another deep breath. Squeeze your glutes. You're going to bring the left knee up, left foot forward, back to the top of your mat with control. Right heel swivels down, side angle pose, left hand down, and right arm comes up. And then try and bring those left ribs out from underneath you without collapsing in your left knee. More power in your right leg. Find space. Triangle pose from here. You may want to shorten the distance between your feet. Just press into those big toes. Rotate from the ribs. Nice big breath here. Exhale, right hand down. Three-legged dog, left leg sweeps up. Inhale, bend the right knee, bend the elbows, scoop yourself forward. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Ripple forward into plank. And lower slowly to your mat, knees up or down. Point your toes, tent your fingertips off, 10 and 2. And just lift the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades. So really engage your glutes a lot to stabilize the pelvis here as you to give your shoulder blades a little pinch and rise up, flow like a wave. And lower, keep drawing your navel back. And rise up. Anchor through the hips and lower. And rise. And lower. Use your breath. And rise. And lower. One more. And rise. And lower. This time rise just halfway. And then lift your legs. Maybe bring your legs a little closer together so you can really feel your glutes turn on. Inner thighs roll up. Lift the hands and start to reach your arms back. And start to roll your pinky fingers towards one another like you're holding a ball. Try not to stick your chin out, chin to chest. Lift the back of the heart for 3, for 2, and 1. Stack your hands underneath your head and rest. Rock your hips a little side to side. Take a moment, just feel your heartbeat. Soften your face and jaw. Enjoying the pauses. From here, we're going to find a child's pose. Press up. Let's get the knees as wide as you can. So bring them maybe even a little wider if possible than your normal child's pose. You can use whatever arms you want. Just drop in here, really feeling, this is more for the hips. Soften your face. And just settle into the pause here. Start to lift yourself on up and come to a seat. This is where your blanket might come in handy. So just have it available to you. And we're gonna find a Konasana, soles of your feet together. And bring your knees wide apart. And just lift your chest to start, or you can bring your hands behind you and really press your feet down and together as you feel those outer hips and inner thighs. And you don't want to forcefully push your knees open, but using the muscles to help open up, just like we do in that active squat. So wherever your hands are, keep your elbows close to your rib cage. Option to stay tall, or option to fold forward. Your choice. Wherever you are, you're allowing the pelvis to rotate forward, scooping the hips back behind you, finding more length through your low back. Soften your neck. Slowly rise up. Draw your knees back in and extend your legs out. Give them a little shake and just check in with how your hips are feeling right now. So from here, we're gonna come into a hurdler's lunge. So we're gonna lean off to the right and bring the left knee behind you. So my knee is gonna line up with my hip, but it doesn't have to be this 90-degree angle. So what we don't want is to dump over onto that right hip. So what I can do is I can draw my left heel closer to my hip or further away depending on your range. Just pressing the right heel down. You may want to blanket either under your right hip or under the, from the knee all the way up to the hip. If it feels like you are dumping and hyperextending in the knee. Now pressing the big toe edge of your left foot down, option A, to help that internal rotation feel a little less intense, we can fold forward. Option B, if this is fine for you, you can actually lean back. This is gonna be a little bit more intense, that left hip. Wherever you are, just take your time to be here and breathe. Just a few more deep breaths. Lift your gaze up. Keep your left as it is. You're gonna lean to the right a little bit and just bend the right knee. Now, if you want, you can bring the left thigh and the right foot a little closer together, and we're just gonna twist towards our right hip. Option to stay upright. Kind of pull your heart through almost like you're doing a little up dog here. Option to drop down. Try to get your left arm to come down first. So we're getting into this deep twist. You can use blocks. Underneath, you can draw the left foot closer to your left hip. Soften where you can. But again, don't force anything. Find a place where you can still breathe and you're not really grippy resisting. Press down. If you're folded, push into your hands to rise up. Take a breath at the top, just sit upright. And then turn back towards the right shin. We're gonna keep the right shin as it is, but we're gonna sweep that left leg forward for Agni Stambhasana. So options here. either ankle to knee pose. For me personally, I like to take the blanket under my left knee. If this is like, what? No, figure 4. Okay? So either, you can do either. But if you are in the Agni Stambhasana, it's not lotus. So it's shins are stacked, ankles and knees are stacked. So it's different from lotus. Lifting up and out of your low back. Again, allow your pelvis to rotate forward. Take a moment here. You can stay right here, or you can make it a forward fold. Just breathe, just be in it. Press down. If you're folded, to walk yourself back up. Remove your prop if you have it. Lean back and stretch your legs out. And just give them a little shake, 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 shake. Let's roll out the ankles, spread out the toes, point and flex. Keeping your left leg straight this time. Hurdler's lunge or stretch on the right. So I'm not dropping off to my right hip. I can slide the blanket underneath, but I'm just gonna lift up and out of it a little bit so I can find that internal rotation through my right. And either my right heel is a little closer or further from my hip, whatever works. And start by just kind of feeling how that feels on this side. Maybe you want to fold forward. Maybe you want to lean back. Choose where you would like to be, what feels more accessible for you to breathe into, like more what you need. Few more deep breaths here. No rush. And if you're folded, you can walk yourself back up. Keep the right as it is or shorten the stance a little bit, but we're just gonna lean towards the left so we can come into that deer pose. So you can shorten the distance between the right knee and the left foot. We're gonna twist towards our left hip. So you wanna try and really lift and rotate. So thinking upward facing dog in the chest for a moment. And you're welcome to stay there, maybe using blocks, or you can walk and fold. Try to get your right arm to touch down first. You can, if you have a bolster too, you can lay on a bolster here, which is really nice and supportive. Wherever you are, you're just gonna breathe and pause in the space you can stay in. Try and rotate your right ribs down and to the left. Couple more deep breaths here. Use your hands, your arms, upper body to press yourself up. Take a breath at the top and come all the way up. We're going to swing this right leg forward, either Agni Stambhasana, stacking your shins and ankles, or your figure four with your left straight. Okay? Set yourself up here. And again, just remember, it's a wider situation than Padmasana. So take your time to set it up, and then hands come back behind you. Take a nice deep breath to lengthen and just let the pelvis rotate forward. You can see how that feels. And stay if that's plenty, or you can walk it forward. Totally up to you. Notice what happens to your breathing when you find stillness. Take just a few more deep breaths here. And start to come up if you're folded. And again, just sit upright, move your props out of the way, and stretch your legs out long. Maybe give them a little shake. Rotate the ankles. And take your time to come onto your back. And just bend your knees and come onto your back with your feet wide and your knees towards one another. So just take your time to come down. And take a moment here to let the knees fall together. Open the arms out wide. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. Have that sigh be audible. In through the nose. Sigh it out. And one more in. And out. And just find a little easy swish side to side. Release any residual holding. And as you feel ready from here, just come right into your Shavasana shape. So that can be whatever shape serves you best right now. You can stay as you are. You can do legs up the wall. Supta Baddha Konasana, whatever. Just find stillness. Find a restful place where your body isn't a distraction, and you can just be. Let your body be, let your mind be, and let your breath be. Enjoy this place of rest. If you have the opportunity to stay in this Shavasana for longer, please do. You deserve it. Take your time. As always, thank you for joining me here at Yoga Community, and I wish you a peaceful holiday.